All right, so I just wanted to make this video, kind of like a vlog thing, kind of just some thoughts that are on my mind right now. Basically, all right, I've started a couple businesses. I'm starting to make some money now. I've niched down. I found some people that I can help, and I've started helping contractors and roofing contractors and stuff. And I'm providing review management services for them. I'm providing like consulting and Google ads, Facebook ads, marketing, the whole thing, right? And I'm making some money now. I was like, oh, this is dope. However, past week or so, I've been kind of like in a funk, just a big old funk. And my girlfriend was like, Isaac, you're being a bit of an ass. And I was like, what? She's like, you're just kind of like in a mood. You're just being a little mean and like, angry. And I was like, why? I don't know. I wake up like this, right? And obviously it wasn't like this. I have a lot more energy now than I did when she was telling me this. And so basically she was calling me out, telling me I wasn't being happy, or I was not focused, or I was focused on the wrong thing, or something was off, and she could feel it, right? I wasn't doing any accents, or I wasn't like making her laugh or anything, and she was a little worried. So that being said, I started thinking like, damn, what am I doing? Am I doing the right thing? Like I wanted to create some businesses and teach people how to create businesses, and like I wanted to help my friends and whatever. And then I started realizing the only thing that's ever worked out for me properly and fast was when I want to help my friends, right? So every time I help my friends, every time I help somebody that wants to be helped, I have this feeling that comes over me. It's just like I feel super fulfilled, and I feel like I found exactly what I'm supposed to be doing, right? And I haven't done that in a while. Some of the people that I get on, on the books, they're paying me and stuff, and I'm working with them and stuff, and they care about their business, but not like I care about their business. And it's really weird caring for somebody's business more than they care about their business. And like caring about where they're spending money more than they care about where they're spending money. So that to me was just like, I don't know, like, am I enjoying this or not, right? And then I was like, wait a minute. I've got so much shit on my back burner that I just kind of put off to the side to focus on money, because I had people being like, oh, we're done with the whole motivation thing. Like, yeah, you're motivating us, inspiring us, whatever. But I kind of felt like a fraud for a little while, if I'm honest, because I was like motivating people to work from home and motivating people to, start their own business and be their own boss and stuff. But I wasn't making money then. So I was like just kind of thinking like that, futuristic version of Isaac. And that was what I was using as motivation for everything else. And coming to find out, ooh, there's a snake right here. Hell no. Can you see that thing? It's like going in my shadow. Whew, we're going the other way. Almost died on camera, guys. No, I'm just kidding. That's like a garden snake or whatever. But I hate snakes. So anyway, where was I? That threw me for a loop. So anyways, I started thinking like, I just kind of gave up on some stuff. Like I had a podcast going. I wrote a book. I wrote a whole entire book. Didn't get it edited, but I wrote the entire book. It's like 300 pages or something ridiculous. And then that kind of started out as a bio, but I was lost in it a little bit. And then I started writing about like, how to start your own business and that kind of thing, working from home and being happy and whatever. And everything that I do ends up coming back to one thing. And that one thing is, how do I help people? How do I motivate people? How do I inspire them to wake up every day and live life just like on cloud 9? You know what I mean? 10 even, whatever that means. Oh, birds. So my girlfriend knew I needed some help. So she told me to go to a place that she's gone before. And it's like this little bird sanctuary. It's amazing. So thank you, Britt. You're the best. I love you. You're amazing. Anyways, so I'm all over the place here, but I just wanted to make this little video because I'm going through some shit in my mind. Like, what are you doing? Are you helping people, or are you just kind of like making some money? You're not balanced anymore. Like you need both. You need both. I need to be making money and I need to be helping people at the same time, and I was not. I'm like making money and providing some help, which is good, but it's to people that don't appreciate help. You know what I mean? So that kind of sucks. And basically, it's just like, I don't know, man. As soon as she told me this, it kind of clicked, and I was like, well, let me just go back to making some videos, inspiring some people, let people know that they're not struggling alone, you know what I mean, this kind of thing. And so that's what I did. And literally just before I started shooting this little video. So I came out down here to talk and record some ads for YouTube and stuff, and start running ads, not for everybody else's products, not for my clients' products, okay, but for my own products, and start building a list, an email list around this kind of stuff, you know, this kind of motivation, inspiration, kind of the timeless principles you have to live your life by, that kind of thing. So I said, shit, I already did that. I wrote a book. I've got a course. It's over 30 videos, over 10 plus hours of extremely professional, cinematically designed motivation. And each one of them, I think there's over 30 videos, and each one's got its like core principle in it. So I just launched that, and I finally found a course. Okay, and I talk about this all the time about what you want. Nothing's aligned until you figure out what you want, and then all of a sudden these things just like fall into place. It's like pop, 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 and one thing, you know, one thing after the other just kind of fell into place. And I found a website for hosting it all. I found a website better than the website I found for hosting it all too. So I found one, and then I talked to another buddy of mine, and he was like, dude, this one's way better. And I was like, oh, cool. So I ended up finding several things that just kind of like lined up, way cheaper than I thought, integrates with all the softwares that I already use, and now I know how to use them, because I kind of went underground for like a year and just figured out how to make some money experimenting with other people's money on softwares that I could use, and you know, seeing what works for them, what doesn't, that kind of thing. And now I know of all the good softwares to use, and I can just one by one set them all up, right? So then I started thinking, now this is what I mean by, just before I did this video, this happened right here, right? So I figured all this out, and I said, all right, I'm gonna go make some ads. So I'm shooting some ads, and I was just about to turn on the camera, the iPhone camera, and all of a sudden I get an email, and I was like, fuck, dude, I forgot to turn off my notifications. And I get an email, somebody just signed up for free, because I'm giving this away for free right now just to get some feedback. Somebody just signed up for free on my Wake Up Masterclass course. And like what I did before I left the house, I sent out an email to a list of people that I had on my email list. Like some of them didn't even have names, right? I just had a bunch of emails on this list, and I was like, I think maybe I've like talked to them before or something. So what I did was I just published, you know, I sent out a campaign or whatever, and within 10 minutes I had somebody sign up to my course. You know, they didn't pay me or anything. It wasn't a lead. It wasn't somebody I have to follow up with. It was from my own personal network of people, and they signed up to watch a course that I created, and that just kind of blew my mind. Literally, this happened probably 5-10 minutes ago, maybe 10 minutes ago. They just blew my mind, and it was just really weird because I always turn my notifications off, and I had one on because I just started outsourcing as well, because I want to get back to doing this stuff, and I want my business to be doing its own thing while I'm making moves with this, right? While I'm providing as much value as I can to you guys, I still need to be making money, right? I still need to be making money, and I don't have a 9-to-5. I've built my own 9-to-5, and I started feeling like I built my own 9-to-5, and then I was like, oh, I'm about to quit my own 9-to-5. But if I quit my own 9-to-5, I don't make any money. I can't fire myself. I don't make any money if I quit my own 9-to-5, right? So, and my whole business and everything I've got in mind, like, basically I've built some businesses where I can outsource some stuff, get the clients, bring them in, make some money, and every one of these businesses is recurring revenue. So every month I get paid every single month from people paying me to provide a service. Damn, this whole area has snakes. I feel like I'm in like a little snake pit right now. Oh man. So they pay me to provide a service, and now I'm at a point where I cannot provide service for a single person. Another person, I personally cannot do any more work myself, so I have to start like hiring some people, outsourcing, and that's a whole new ball game for me because I've never done that before. So that was a little scary. Maybe I had a little bit of fear taking that next step or something like that, but I've had to post a couple ads in the past several days, and I found an editor for my book. Came in dirt cheap and amazing work, and I was like, wow, why did I not find this before? And as I was saying before, because things weren't lining up, everything seemed to be like stopped, right? So I'm trying to find clients on Google, and I'm trying to find clients with YouTube, and this whole thing for like, you know, other things that are just money makers but aren't going to affect they're going to affect my life, but it's just kind of like to make some money, you know what I mean? And I've been hitting walls with them. And as soon as I started focusing on the thing that could make me money, but also help tremendously, everything just lined up in one row. One day it was like bop. And literally I woke up this morning and Brittany noticed I was in an amazing mood. And it all just kind of happened overnight. I had a good night's sleep and you know, I even had junk food last night, like bad food. And I'm still in a great mood today. Usually that doesn't happen the next day, but so now I'm out here just in this place that Britt told me to go check out with all these birds and snakes, apparently. And here I am just feeling fantastic today out in Oregon after a cross-country trip from Massachusetts to the West Coast just because I wanted to, right? And she came with me because she didn't want to lose me, okay? And when I thought about that too, I was like, damn, I have some serious things to think about. Am I making the right decisions when it comes to providing for my relationship? Am I making the right decisions when it comes to paying back some people that I owe money to get out here before I started making money and before I started making the business? You know, I had some investment at the beginning from my family, small, like, you know, I'm talking like a couple thousand, you know what I mean? And I had to like beg them for it and I had to come up with a plan. I felt really bad and guilty, and I'm like, all right, so I got to make some money to pay them back. However, I want to make sure I'm still happy while I'm paying people back, and I want to make sure I'm still happy when I'm, you know, in the future having a family and providing for the family I already have, and maybe giving them some work or a job, or even just making them retire early and stuff like that. You know what I mean? I got to make sure everything's lined up and find the goal I want and work my way back. And achieve that step by step. And if there's one thing out of focus, I just keep hitting walls throughout everything. And the one thing that lines up every single time perfectly is me basically just teaching or motivating or inspiring or whatever. That lines up every single time without fail. And I just might make a little less money doing it. But after learning how to make recurring revenue monthly, or you know, whatever it is, affiliate marketing, social media marketing, Google ads, Facebook ads, building chat bots or websites or landing pages or whatever, you know, even helping with filmmaking and courses and whatever it is, I didn't lose all of those ways to make money. Like, I didn't just lose that. So now I can just use everything I learned from people paying me to learn that and do it for myself. And I think that's kind of what I've got going on now, which is pretty exciting. So I did this video more of like a documentation of the moment I'm feeling right now, how I'm feeling right now, and what it means to me and what it means for my family in the future. We've been doing a lot of genealogy recently and stuff, and that's really cool because, I don't know, like, I had ancestors come over, and apparently I'm extremely English and French, okay? So I had ancestors come over, and then they crossed. Look at this, all the geese here. I don't know if you can see it. You know, I had some over in Ellis Island, and then I had some come over from Canada and down in, and then this trip from Massachusetts to Oregon. If you ever played the game Oregon Trail, or Oregon Trail, whatever you want to call it. People out here say Oregon, but I used to say Oregon Trail, and then I found out that's not how you say it. When you get to the place you're at, you're saying it wrong, and that's a whole nother lesson. You think it's said one way, you think it's done one way, and by the time you get there you realize, oh, it's nothing like that. But anyways, that trip, I felt like, what did I feel like? I felt like a pilgrim or a pioneer, and I was just kind of like changing the direction of my future the entire drive, and there's nothing else to do. Now this is like, I drove out here probably almost a year ago, okay? In 2 months. So 10 months ago I drove out here, and I still feel this way. I still feel like I was a bit of a pioneer or a bit of you know, traveler, just rethinking things. Because when you're in the car and you're driving and you're going through the desert and there's nothing to do but think, that's pretty scary. Okay, that is super scary. So I'd also recommend, if you haven't taken a road trip, don't look at Instagram before the road trip, because the road trip is nothing like Instagram. It's nothing like that at all. It's a complete mind fuck the entire way. It's like, what am I doing with my life? Who am I? What's going on? And it's just like, it's super scary. It is so scary, dude. And then you start seeing rock formations of things, like, you start realizing that your life is pretty insignificant. So out of all the lives on this planet that are pretty insignificant in the overall grand scheme of things, how can you make an impact? And that's even more of an awakening moment for you. And I would have to recommend a road trip. It's super scary, but go through it. Don't be afraid to do it. But go through it, and you're going to come out the other end with a positive attitude. You're going to have some direction. It's going to be extremely eye-opening. You may realize that you're doing the wrong thing. You may realize that you're doing the right thing, or you've been doing the right thing all along, and it was just reassuring, you know, that kind of thing. Anyways, I've been talking too much here. I just wanted to make this video. I didn't know where it was going to go, but I just wanted to show you, I just wanted to tell you, like, just make sure you're focused, and there's so many things I want to tell you, but make sure you're focused and everything's lining up. Make sure all your priorities are in a row, all your ducks are in a row, you know what I mean? Like, make sure you know what you want, even if it changes course sometimes, okay? Like, for instance, I'm just gonna keep talking, okay? For instance, I want to make movies, okay? I love movies. Now, I used to make some short films, I used to make some web series and stuff in New York, and it was cool. But all my friends, that was their end game. Their end game was like a video posted on YouTube. Well, that's great. But how's that video posted on YouTube if nobody's gonna see it? And they would get like 100 views, and that was literally their end game, okay? Now, out of all the people on the planet, you have 100 views, and that's your end game? Like, you're not thinking big enough, right? To me, that was like, you're thinking small. You're not gonna change anybody's lives doing this. Like, that's insane. So what I wanted to do is I kind of stopped doing that so I could learn and devote all my attention to learning how to market and advertise and sell and make whatever we were making, whatever we were producing. I wanted to be able to make sure the people that I want watching it saw it. And that's a big thing that a lot of people, damn man, these snakes, I'll tell you. That's a big thing that a lot of people don't do. So look at this, there's another one there. I don't know if you see these things. You can't see them. Yikes. I'm about to, no. Anyways, let me sit for a second. I'm out of breath because I'm yelling. I don't know how to breathe. So I figured out how to market, figured out how to get the eyeballs, the exact eyeballs that I wish to have watching my things, and that is pretty awesome. I've also figured out how to tap into my own network, which I just proved at the beginning of this video. You know, it's like somebody that signed up to my email list. I sent out an email just now being like, hey guys, super transparent, being like, hey, I just launched this thing. It's in beta phase. I need feedback so I don't mess up the next one. Would you do that for me? And boom, that person signed up. And I was like, wow, that's amazing. So I've learned how to do that. I've learned how to grow that and expand that and how much value I have to provide in order for one of those things to happen, okay? I've learned the cost, the average cost. I've learned what doesn't work and what works, okay? I've learned where to host the video, how to create an HBO site, and how to create an app on somebody's Xbox that has my content on it, which is absolutely mind-blowing to me, okay? Now, all of this stuff was just not available years ago. Like, this was not available for my dad. This was not available for my grandfather, okay? Just based off my grandfather, right? My grandfather used to be a contractor, and he used to kind of just sell his services as I can do whatever. You know, he even like raised our old house and lifted a room up and anything contracting related, like construction wise, anything car related, he would do all this stuff, right? He just knew how to do a whole bunch of stuff. He still knows how to do a whole bunch of stuff. And what's crazy to me is he did not have the ability to charge monthly for his services. So everything he was doing was one-time fee And if the person didn't pay, you'd have to like knock on their door and be like, hi, just expecting a check for all the work that I've put in here. You know what I mean? So, and he couldn't do that monthly. What service could he provide monthly without actually charging somebody's card? Like he'd have to go to their door and knock or expect them to send a check monthly, even if he had to do an inspection every so often. Like that's just not a thing, okay? Now, in today's day and age, I can charge as low as $2 for you to watch one of my things. I can charge $4 for you to subscribe to my channel, right? Now, every month, I don't have to, if I get you to subscribe this month, next month, I don't have to get you to subscribe. Why? Because you're already subscribed. The likelihood of you canceling next month after 1 month is very, very low unless I did not provide value for you, okay? But if I have a software that you're using and that software is implemented in your business or your life every single day, then you will gladly keep paying me every month. And when I realized that, I said, oh, damn, I've been going at this all wrong. I was charging per day or per hour before, and then next month I wouldn't know how much money I had. But now, next month I know how much money I have. Unless I royally fuck up and completely ruin the relationship with my clients, they're gonna stick with me. Or I've done it in such a way where if they wanna try something else, the fee stays the same, but we just try a different strategy. Okay, which is even more crazy, all right? And then I've also found a software where I can actually put it on somebody's website, and once it's on their website, the likelihood of them leaving because they're not getting value from that software that is now a part of their business and printed on cards as well. There's like a physical and a digital way for the software. It's in their business. It's kind of like QuickBooks. Once you buy QuickBooks, once you get into QuickBooks monthly, or once you buy Adobe products and you start using their services and you start a business based around Photoshop, what are you just going to delete Photoshop off your computer and not pay $50 a month? Are you going to find a legal version? You could, but you're still using it for business every month. You know what I mean? You could find a key generator and crack the code if you wanted to. If you wanted to not pay for service, that's fine. I've been there too. I've done that. But around the holidays, when is it now? It's March right now. And back around Christmas, because of all this, because I'm providing services recurringly, I was able to fly from Oregon to Massachusetts. I've been down to Florida twice in the past year. I hate Florida, but I went down to Florida to help my best friend, who's also my client. And, you know, he's paying me monthly for this stuff. And just knowing that, okay, knowing that I have money coming in next month, it allows me to do completely different things. Like one level of stress is just completely gone. And my whole goal now, after knowing all of that, and after having this conversation with Brittany and having this conversation within my own brain over and over and over again, that's what I want to do. I just want to help people make sure that they understand that there's a different way to get paid nowadays. It's not going to work from 9 to 5 and getting paid hourly and getting pissed off when you don't have overtime. Like getting angry when you don't get a chance to work more or work harder. It's not that way, okay? I also want to say that you're not going to make $1 million from your book. All right, you're not going to make $1 million from writing a book. You're not going to make $1 million from creating a course. And I know this. I know I'm not going to make $1 million from writing a book or a biography or whatever, right? Because the game has changed. I'm not going to make $1 million from a web series, okay? That particular one. I'm not going to make $1 million from producing a movie or a short film and putting it on Netflix or Amazon or any of that stuff. It's just not going to happen. I'm not going to make $1 million from publishing one song and having a hit single, and it's just not going to happen in 2019. You have to find other ways to make money and other ways to share your artwork or your product or your passion, and you got to think outside the box. I have a lot of musician friends that think, oh, you know what, let me make a song and leave it on their computer. That's step one. That's wrong, okay? I even have some music on my computer, and the reason it's on my computer is because I haven't collected them in one place, and I didn't know how to sell them until now, right? And right now I'm at a point where I'm finishing up all my old projects that are about 90% of the way done, and I'm just gonna start selling them, start marketing them, and then basically just giving these things away for free to collect information and data, okay? And then come up with some sort of service that I can charge monthly for. You're gonna listen to my song one time, or you're going to watch my movie one time and you're never going to pay me again. That's unacceptable, because if that's the case, I won't know that I have money coming in next month. And I need people to think like this. I need you to think like this, because if you're not thinking recurring, if you're not thinking income, and it's really beneficial to both parties, okay? Now here's why. And this whole video turned into recurring income, okay? But it's really beneficial to both parties. One, it's fantastic for expenses, okay? There's no variable in the price each month. You know the exact price you're paying every month. You can budget, you can account for those expenses every single month. You just plug it into QuickBooks, right? So if, like Netflix, $10 a month, it's never, I mean, it could go up and they do change it, but it's not monthly. You can bank on paying Netflix $11 next month or $15 next month, whatever your package is. Same thing with Hulu and blah, 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 blah. And they have all these upsells and packages and whatever. And if you notice, they upsell slightly each time, slightly. It's like $1. To them, all of their subscribers just raised the price $1 before they even sent out that marketing campaign, and before they even changed their prices, they knew how much more money they were going to make as soon as they changed the price, because they knew the exact percentage, or right around the exact percentage of the people that would leave with a price increase, and they knew the exact amount of people that would loyally stay and pay that extra bit. Okay? Now, you cannot do that with one-time fees or hourly wages. You just cannot do that. So, if nothing else, I stepped away from filmmaking and the artist side of things and the creative side of things and stuff, literally just to figure that out and figure out new ways of accepting payments and new prices and new ways to charge the people that I'm providing services or my art to. Okay, so if you don't get anything else out of this video, that's what I want to get through to you today. Okay, so for instance, today I have somebody editing my book. It's costing me $280, $300. I'm gonna give her $300. It's costing me $280 to have somebody edit my book. Right now, I'm talking to you with snakes around in the middle of nowhere. I'm talking to you, and it's on a Wednesday. I have somebody else working for me. Okay, I'm paying her a one-time fee. Okay, I'm paying her a one-time fee, and she will not get money from me one more time until I need to hire her again. Okay? Now, that is insane. That is insane. For me, if I were to edit a book, I'd also want a little bit of a percentage of the book's sales. Why? Because that could come in as that person sells. Now, you might make less upfront, that's fine, but if they're doing all the marketing, they're doing all the advertising, if they have a publisher and all this stuff, then you're bound to make more money doing it that way, off of royalties and stuff like that. You know what I mean? But what's crazy is I have her doing this, and I'm spending money on her editing. I'm spending money on creating the publishing company. I'm spending time and effort on the actual writing of it, okay? I'm spending money on all the softwares it takes to collect data, collect emails, and build a customer list and a loyal following and a community around me and whatever, okay? I'm spending all of my own money to make none, just to give it away for free, to get feedback. So the next one, I can charge whatever I want, okay? And I can do it all over again, okay? Now that's 2 courses. After that, it's 2 perfect courses. The next one's perfect, right? Because I got all this feedback, because a ton of people sign up and they're all, wanting this for free. This is just happening now. Like within an hour, somebody just signed up, okay? So I'm gonna have feedback. I'm paying for ads. That's another thing. I'm paying for ads and spending all of this money on advertising just to get feedback and just to get answers to the questions that I cannot answer myself, because I am not in the brains of the people that want to watch my stuff. I'm not in the brains. I can only think they want something so much. I can only guess what they want without actually asking them. I'll never know. So I'm paying basically to ask and survey and ask all these questions, so I know exactly what to put in my next course and exactly what to build Danna University around, and exactly what people are thinking about right now. It might not be my favorite thing, but it's exactly what that person's going to want at that moment, and I can help them, and they will pay me for that. Meanwhile, I am providing as much value as I possibly can in that moment, which makes me feel fantastic, and they get the answer, which makes them feel fantastic when they learn that. So it's like a win-win for both of us. Now, you can do the same thing. you can do the same thing. Whatever your skill is, whatever your talent is, okay? Whatever you're good at, whatever you went to school for, you know enough to create your own course. You know enough to be called a professional, okay, to put a course together. What you don't know how to do is advertise. It's not that hard, okay? All of these companies will teach you how to advertise because they make money when you advertise with them. So you can learn advertising very, very quickly. You can go to YouTube and find out a whole bunch of ways to make money from creating courses online and whatever else, right? You can do whatever you want to do. You'll find a whole bunch on making money and stuff. You won't find anything on how to live, how to think about it when you're making money, how not to think for the short term, how to think for the long term, how to have goals in the future, right? So I'm spending all this money right now just so I know for a fact I have a solid, concrete foundation in the empire I'm trying to build for myself and my family in the future, okay? Now, I don't know if this sounds cocky or confident or whatever, but this is the way things are done in 2019. No doubt about it. And if you're not doing it this way, you fucked up. Okay? If you're still charging one-time fees, if your business doesn't have a recurring revenue stream, if you lost all your clients this month, nobody referred you, you messed up one time, somebody sues you or whatever, you don't know what you have next month. Okay? You don't know what you have next month. So you've got to be able to come up with a recurring thing. If you're a contractor, come up with a new annual inspection fee, okay? And provide some sort of warranty that is almost too good to be true for that customer, all right? But it's perfect, okay? Just provides so much value that they can't say no to it, all right? And it's just for you to collect data so you know what you have to do next month, and so you know what you can live off of next month. It's so you know that you can provide for your family in the future, to provide Christmas presents and gifts and flights to wherever, okay? I was able to do all this and fly back for Christmas because I figured out how to make recurring income. Not some affiliate marketing, not some, which is a great way to make money, by the way. Not some like multi-level marketing scheme, none of that, okay? Here's a prime example, okay? Here's a prime example of what bothers me and what it pisses me off, okay? This is my own mother. My own mom has like just fallen in love with selling jewelry, okay? Now she sells for I'm not gonna name names, God forbid this video gets picked up somewhere, but my own mom is selling jewelry. She hosts parties and sell jewelry, okay? Now she's making like 3% of the jewelry on these things. And there's one more tier under her and she'll make a little bit of a commission off of that. After 2 tiers, it becomes a multi-level marketing thing, right? So you have to stop at 2. It's already a multi-level marketing thing. So you're making 3%. She's spending so much money on finding customers, going to events, doing everything I'm doing right now, okay? Providing value to people so they buy her product in the end, okay? Full transparency, you know, I'm providing value so you come back and you spend money with me, right? I gain your trust, I gain your loyalty, that kind of thing, okay? It's not hard. This isn't like a psychological thing. This is what we do every day, okay? Netflix just provided you with an unlimited library, and that's their value, and you just pay for it. HBO, same thing. They provided you with Game of Thrones. So you just buy HBO for Game of Thrones and Game of Thrones only, okay? This happens in everything. This happens absolutely everywhere. So my mom is spending her own money, and around the holidays, I went over an expense sheet with her, and it was not pretty, okay? Thousands, lost thousands putting it in here, and didn't even realize how much she invested in and how much she was getting back, and it was lopsided. And she has to do the same thing again this year, plus more, plus double if she wants to get back to, she has to do the same thing this year to get back to 0, plus double if she wants to make any profit, because now she sees the profit and the loss, okay? That is insane, okay? I'm sitting right here. I have ads running. I can't even touch the ads because if I touch the ads, they mess up and I actually mess up what's happening, right? So I have ads running for a client. I have ads running for another client. I have software running in the background. I have all this stuff working in the background, generating me income. Yes, do I have to sell them? Yes. How many times do I have to sell them? Once. I don't have to get on the phone next month. I get on the phone next month and give them a report of how they're doing or how well I did so I can prove that, it's coming in. But it's way easier to do that than to resell them on things because you're also providing income, you're providing them with more leads, you're providing them with more services and more feedback for their company, and I'm not the kind of person that will just get paid and like walk away. I get paid and then I'm like daydreaming about this person's business and how other, you know, how many other ways can I help them? What else do they need help with? You know, that kind of thing. How do I strategize? How do we create a new system? How do we do this? How do we market this? How do we advertise this? And blah, 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 blah. But then it got to a point where they just weren't caring as much as I was. And it was like, okay, fine. Well, if you want to pay me this much and I don't have to put that amount of work in, then fine, I just won't. I'll just do exactly what you're paying me for. And as long as you're happy with the results, we're happy with the results. You know what I mean? And then I'll move on to the next client and do the same thing. So, but my mom has to go out, and this pains me, okay? This is my mom. My mom has to go out and she has to resell that. Okay, she's got a full-time job still. She drives buses and stuff. She's got a full-time job and she still has to go out. She goes out and she has to sell somebody else's product and make a very, 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 very small commission. And she has to do the same thing the month after and the next day and the next year. And it's just nowadays, it's just an outdated way of doing things, unfortunately. And think about this for jewelry, like how many people are going to buy from the same person over and over and over again? You could have the most loyal fan base of whatever it is. You could sell Tupperware, leggings, jewelry, whatever it is. People are going to come to you one time, they're going to buy it, they're going to spend a couple $100, but that's it. They don't have that kind of money, especially homeowners and consumers and stuff. They don't have that kind of money just to blow every single month. They're not going to come to you every month and spend $200 on jewelry. They could, but like the collection doesn't even refresh that often. You know what I mean? So like you can't do it. It just kind of sucks, man. So if you have a business, figure out a way to do a recurring income, because I swear to God, recurring income equals freedom, hands down. It's probably the most, it's probably the number one thing outside of the way I'm thinking and you know, like what I'm watching and learning and stuff. That's probably the number one way I relieve stress, because I don't have to worry about what's coming in next month. You know what I mean? However, on the flip side, it could be bad because you don't worry about what happens next month. You start working less. You just start, you know, messing around and goofing off and whatever, and you could lose that recurring income, which I don't recommend you do. You know, like follow through on what you promised the client or the customer or whatever. But anyways, I hope this video is valuable. I just chatted for, I don't know, 37 minutes now. I hope this video was valuable. I hope the audio is good. I've been pressing and switching hands and my shoulder's in pain. Check this out. I know this means nothing, but it's kind of dope. Danna University. I just designed this logo here. We've got Manhattan. We've got Chicago over here. And I kind of threw in some Boston here, roughly. And the rest of the skyline, I'd like to think this is somewhere in Brooklyn. I just kind of like threw this together and designed it. Just for fun, just in a creative evening one night. I just kind of like did it, and I really like it. It's kind of dope. So now I'm using that as the logo for Danna University and stuff, but I don't have any products for Danna University if I don't go out and I ask what people need to learn. You know what I mean? I know how to do all this stuff, but if they don't want to hear about it, well, then they're never going to pay, or they're never going to, you know, ask for answers. And if I have a ton of answers, but I don't know the questions, that's not good. That's not a business. You know what I mean? So to round this whole thing out here, I've asked my clients and customers what they want. Then I provide them with the answers and the service that they want, and provide them with, you know, exactly what they're looking for. And then there's like a bit of a loyalty thing there, okay? And I'm also trying to think long-term here. I'm willing to give away a ton of stuff right now for free, okay? Even my audiobook. To edit my audiobook, I could do it myself. But I could also hire somebody for like $1,500-$1,600 and they could also edit it for me. Now all of that money is out of my pocket right now, and I'd be giving it all away for free. For what? Just to kind of collect some data and ask some questions, which I think personally is so much more valuable than like a one-time fee or an hourly wage to service somebody. You know what I mean? That kind of thing. I think giving away all this information for free and collecting data that I'll be able to use for advertising and just better all-around products. Man, these snakes are crazy, dude. Better all-around products, I think, is a great way to do that. But anyways, let me know if this video helps. I'm talking way too much now, and I'm getting repetitive, so If this video helped, I'll do more like this. If it didn't help, then you don't have to watch anymore, okay? But really, I know this video is all over the place, but I haven't done one like this in a very long time, so that's kind of why it's all over the place. I do apologize. We kind of went all over the place here, and there was no focus, but there's no alignment there. But I hope a little bit of this helped, and stay tuned. Wow. Stay tuned, because I'm going to be launching the podcast again soon, because now I have some direction with what I want to talk about on the podcast and stuff. And so that's that podcast with Isaac Danna. If you want to check out Danna University, you can go over to Danna University and check that out. I'd love your feedback there. There's another course on there on how to side hustle on Craigslist, because that helped me out. I sold a bunch of stuff on Craigslist, and that gave me gas money to get out here. You know what I mean? So I figured I'd give back, and that course is free too. Yeah, that's it, man. Now I get to kind of, oh, look at that. Can you see that? Look at that. It's got orange on it, man. I don't know about that. Whew. Brittany's trying to kill me. She's like, go for a walk. Go for a walk. See you when you get back. Oh, man. All right, guys. Love you. I'll talk to you soon. And stay happy, stay positive, stay motivated. Wake up in the morning and be confident with where you're headed in life and how you're helping people and who you're helping. All right? Talk to you soon.